Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. This is Obita Potato, and today we are continuing our quest to turn Australia into an environmentalist's haven. And so far I think we're doing pretty good. Environmentalists seem to be liking us a great deal. However, of course, quite a lot of other people aren't too keen. So yeah, that's a thing. If we have a wee look at what our last quarterly report was, we'll see that GDP is up a little bit, unemployment is up, which is not good. Crime is, however, down, and that's what we like to see. Education is holding steady, very, very high to start off with, and it hasn't decreased, which is what we like to see. Poverty is still too high for my liking, and health is still too low. So clearly, in this term that we're currently undertaking, we have a lot to do. We definitely do, and I'm not dodging that. We're going to do it. We've got stuff to do. And we have votes to win, considering we are only liked by, was it 13% of the population? Yeah, 12.5. It is increasing, though. So, that's what we like to see. That is good. Religious people, yeah, so conservatives seem to like us a little bit more. That's what I like to see. That's really good. So, what are we going to do? That's a good question. Well, first of all, our books are not balanced. We are still not getting as much income as we are spending, which means we need to cut back. And I think we need to cut back on pensions, but we don't have enough political capital to do that. We've got 11 political capital, which possibly means we could introduce a new tax. Socialists would like that. There's not really much we can do. Community policing is probably something that we can think about later. Telecommuting initiative? Yeah, but that's not going to get us money. We need money. How can we do that? Rent controls? No, not really into that sort of stuff yet. Limit automated trading. We're gonna reduce that a little bit, actually. I think that's probably the right call. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that brings us nicely to 0 political capital, and all of our ministers seem to be not terrible. You, what are you doing? Conservatives and capitalists. Well, I don't know why you're not liking being in the cabinet a little bit more. By all accounts, you should be. Okay, let's go to the next quarter and see what happens. Hopefully, our GDP will recover enough so we're not making as much of a loss. It was $10 billion deficit, if I can recall, last time. Okay, so now we have a small budget deficit of 1.27 billion, which is much, much better. Euthanasia. Leave law unchanged. Vigilante mobs, that's ended. That's what we'd like to see. Let's look at the economic forecast. As the global economy continues to fall, our GDP is recovering slightly. That's what we like to see. And now our expenditure is only slightly more than our income, which puts us in a very, very good position. However, it's not really in the position we want to be. Our debt is increasing a little bit, and we really don't want to see that happen. Which means we need to do everything we can to get rid of that. Chief among our problems is alcohol abuse, and that is showing no sign of coming down. Alcohol law. Let's have a look at this. We need to reduce alcohol consumption. I have no reservations at all with strongly restricting alcohol. Let's be a bit more liberal than that. Let's go here. because that will still severely cut alcohol consumption. And we need to get that down because that is what's slowing down our economy, holding back our GDP, making us an unproductive nation. As you can see by this, unproductive economy, productivity, alcohol consumption is holding us back, and so is health. So we need to invest in our healthcare. How are we going to do that? That's really quite an interesting issue, because it's quite difficult to do. Private healthcare, state healthcare service. I don't know. Health. What's holding back health? It's alcohol abuse. Presumably, it's just that is what really needs to go, and also pollution. That's going to reduce as well as we make the environment healthier, thanks to our hybrid cars initiative and the clean food, the clean fuel subsidy, and we're reducing car usage. Hopefully, we don't seem to be actually, so we're probably going to have to do something about that. Rail subsidies seemed like the way to go, but I'm not entirely convinced that that is what we should be doing. This will probably reduce car usage. Let's do it. Let's max it out. It's going to cost us $1 billion, but it's going to reduce car usage by a lot, and it's going to reduce the amount of commuters there are. Trade unions will like us, parents will like us, and commuters will like us as well. So that's putting us in a good position. Is there any other transport-related policies we can possibly do? Carpooling campaign, yeah. Cycling campaign, bicycle subsidies. 2 of these 3 policies are going to get enacted. So this will increase health. It will increase health and actually decrease car usage, rail usage, and bus usage, which is what we like to see. And I think we can enact another one as well. Carpooling campaign or bicycle subsidies. We're going to go for a carpooling campaign. This is just going to purely reduce car usage, which is nice because that's what we like to see. Of course, as you can see, our policies in this area are massively they're increasing. We have a lot of policies up in this area, which is not exactly what I like. I mean, I usually prefer a sort of slimmed down government, giving people the choice. But no, we're playing to win here, and we're playing as environmentalists, and we are focusing our policies specifically to make the environmentalists happy. So let's go ahead. Next turn, see what's happening. Hopefully our GDP will be rising, but I just don't know. GDP is down. Rail strike. Rail subsidies. What? Our rail usage is set to massively increase. Massively. Small budget surplus. That's exactly what we're looking for. Really, really happy with that. We don't want to be going in there. We want to be going in here. Yes. So our GDP is down, but thankfully our expenditure and income have leveled out. Now I will expect our income to be slightly lower than our expenditure next turn, because of the downturn in the global economy this turn. So we'll have to wait and see. Evict the squatters. 20%. 20% of the vote is not a bad situation. This rail strike is very, very ridiculous because we are definitely going to be improving this very, very soon indeed. So I do not understand the issue, but whatever. How is our alcohol problem looking like? How is that going? That's coming down a little bit. Yeah. Alcohol abuse, violent crimes coming down. What about community policing? Could we introduce community policing? Would that perhaps help? Law and order. Needle exchange program? No, we sort of gated communities. Drastic solution to serious street crime and vandalism. Well, what have we got at the moment? We've got organized crime. Intelligence services, we could, of course, boost up the amount that we pay intelligence services. Yeah, that's probably not the worst idea in the world. We are treading very close to the line, though, so I think Foreign aid. No, we basically pay nothing in foreign aid at the moment. Expenditure. Military spending. Can military spending... No, we can't really afford to make it any lower than it already is. We don't quite have the political capital. Electric cars initiative. Well, we don't quite have enough money to pay for that. However, we will enact bicycle subsidies. Nice. Also, is there any other policies that we can introduce? Bus lanes, fuel efficiency standards. No, not really too keen on that. Liberals are not too keen on us at all. CCTV cameras, handgun laws, alcohol law. No, they're not too keen on us. Oh well. Commuters seem to like us a bit more, actually. I fail to see how this rail strike is actually a thing, because this rail strike should never have started. It's just ridiculous. Labor laws. Balanced. Pro-employer. Well, we can't really do anything with this at the moment, so we'll leave it, and then we'll come back and have another look at it maybe a bit later on. This can be solved by the environment. If we improve the environment, then that's great. It's still not quite good enough. Although it is improving, which means the asthma epidemic should be coming down. It is coming down, but maybe not as fast as we'd like it. So the environment is looking good, but not quite as good as I would like to see. Car usage is coming down, which is exactly what we like to see. And we're investing heavily in our rail network, so that is good. Road building is at an all-time low, which is exactly what we want to see. Essential maintenance only, so we are decreasing the number of motorists, and we are decreasing the car usage. Perhaps we could think about abolishing this, but I'm not sure if we even can. So that's probably something that we're going to have to think about. So next quarter, I am expecting us to have a deficit. That is expected. That's completely cool. That doesn't matter. We will cope with that. But what we really need to do is find a way to raise roughly 5 billion more somehow, or cut 5 billion from our spending, because we just can't sort of afford to keep up this. State housing, 5 billion from here. 5 billion from here would be would probably be quite good, actually. In fact, bring that down to 7 billion of investment, and that'll be where we save our money. Obviously, it's not my ideal thing to cut, but I think it's honestly a wise decision, and I think it'll be worth it in the long run. Okay, let's go see what's happening next quarter. Okay, so this is quite a big quarter for us, actually. Okay, you're okay. Okay, we'll see. Nobel Prize, that's good. That's what we like to see. Patriots like us a little bit more. GDP is up. That is good. Health is also up. Poverty is up, presumably because we cut that very important housing policy for the poor, state housing, which is, not great, but hey ho. GDP is on the increase, which is what we like to see, and hopefully our GDP will increase as the global economy increases. Now, how is our unproductive economy? It's actually coming down, and next turn it could very well be completely out. So is there anything that's holding us back in this sort of regard? I mean, alcohol consumption is a little bit, but alcohol consumption is down big time. And of course, we're still implementing this alcohol law thing, so that'll take time to take effect. What about the asthma epidemic? That's coming down as well, because the environment, of course, is playing its part, thankfully, and the environment is increasing over time, which means that environmentalists absolutely love us. Pollution. How can we get pollution down? Pollution is going to stop next turn. That's exactly what we like to see. Cost 1.49 billion. That's good. That's costing the country, actually. So once we get rid of that, absolutely fantastic. What is this? Antisocial behavior? That's coming down as well. Fantastic. Organized crime is starting to fall, but gambling, that's quite controversial. Liberals quite like it, but it does help organized crime. Can't afford to really cancel the policy, so let's just reduce it to nothing. Limited stakes. Yeah, it sort of boosts GDP a little bit, so we're going to take it down to that, I would say. Not to the full bottom, but down enough so that organized crime takes a sufficient hit, I think. And hopefully that will work for us. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Auburn Potato. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.